Aotearoa, and welcome to Tuesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz, and today we lead with news. Trump's Gulf War is back in escalation mode, with the two belligerents trading harsh rhetoric, which of course means no oil is getting through. Kuwait has declared force majeure on its oil exports due to the US blockade. Financial markets are reacting with caution, but it seems they remain ready to push up with yet another relief rally if things calm down again. Meanwhile, Canada's CPI inflation returned back to its 2.4% level, where it's been for the 6 of the past 7 months, and basically where it was in March 2025. But it is up from an unusual February 1.8% level, caused solely by the rise in energy prices. And the Bank of Canada released its two first quarter 2026 expectations survey results. The business version reported improved sentiment, with fewer businesses saying they're being affected by trade tensions with the United States, and many expect sales growth to improve. The consumer one said they became less negative about their spending plans than the previous quarter as downward pressures from trade tensions eased. All the same, it is still quite negative. China has held its loan prime rate at record lows for an 11th straight month in April, matching market expectations. The one-year loan prime rate, the benchmark for most corporate and household borrowing, was held at 3%, while the 5-year loan prime rate, a benchmark for mortgages, remained at 3.5%. And China's exports of electric vehicles, solar cells and lithium-ion batteries surged significantly in March, following a sudden spike in demand for green energy products. Their investments in green, non-oil alternatives is really paying off for them. In Malaysia, their exports rose to a 3-month high in March, but the rate of increase was lower at 8.3% from a year ago compared to 10.7% in February. In Germany, producer prices, which had been falling on a year-on-year basis since March 2025, were actually unchanged in March 2026, but they rose 2.5% from February as the oil price spike kicked in. And ECB boss Lagarde says they are uncertain how to react to the two threats of higher inflation from the oil shock and lower growth prospects that result from that. She said the, quote, double uncertainty about the duration of the shock and the breadth of the pass-through argues for gathering more information before drawing firm conclusions for our monetary policy, unquote. She also warned that if governments support consumers with generous programs, their hand could be forced to weigh against the downstream consequences of embedded inflation. She used 2022 examples of how these problems are caused. And the Bank of International Settlements is warning of the threats of stablecoins. Quote, if widely adopted in their current form, stablecoins would pose policy challenges in areas ranging from credit provision to monetary policy, with risks to financial integrity and regulatory evasion looming large, unquote. They will be particularly threatening to the sovereignty of emerging markets, they say. In Australia, they launched some direct interest-free loans for certain sectors of their economy to assist them with the very high cost of fuel, logistics, fertilisers and plastics. And we should probably note that zinc prices have risen to their highest since 2022, and prior to the pandemic, its highest since 2018. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now just on 4.25%, up 1 basis point from yesterday at this time. And the price of gold will start today down $22 at $4,807 an ounce. Silver's down $1 at $80 an ounce. And American oil prices are up $5 at just over $89 a barrel, while the international Brent price is up $4.50, now at $95 a barrel. And the IEA's latest monthly report details the quantum of the Trump Gulf War on the oil market. They say the global oil supply dropped by 10% in March to 97 million barrels per day amid attacks on energy infrastructure in the Middle East and the plunge in shipping through the critical Strait of Hormuz. And the Kiwi dollar is up 10 basis points from yesterday at 58.9 US cents. Against the Aussie, we're also up 10 basis points at 82.1 Australian cents. Against the euro, they were unchanged at just on 50 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today also little changed from yesterday at just over 62.2. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $75,925 and up 1.5% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has remained modest at just on plus or minus 1.5%. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. We'll do this again tomorrow.